Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be talking all about designer series paper. We're going to be making this really cute card, and I have a whole bunch of samples that I'm going to show you. And also we're going to be featuring the art gallery set, and as you know, it's in the mini catalog on page 34. Now this comes as part of a suite, and in that suite is this fine art floral designer series paper. So let's say you fall in love with a stamp set and it has coordinating designer series paper. This makes it very easy to make really beautiful cards. Once again, we're talking about minimal supplies. Designer series paper comes in 2 flavors. This is 6x6 paper. This is actually featuring the in colors. And actually it's might be a good idea to invest in some 6x6 when you're just starting out. They have, this is actually coming attractions. This paper will be available in the new annual catalog, which comes out in May, with different patterns. And once again, that color coordination, right? So this is that paper, that 12x12 paper. This is the second flavor that designer series paper comes in, this 12x12 that coordinates with this stamp set. Now, when we talk about colors, it tells you on the back and in the catalog itself which colors are used in the paper. So you know before you purchase the paper, do you have the colors? Do you have the inks? Do you have matching cardstock? And if you don't, you can purchase them beforehand. Okay, so to make the card, we're going to use this paper. Now, this is actually a little trick I learned. The paper is 12x12, so I cut it in strips of 4, so you get 3 strips of 4. It cuts down on the paper waste. And then I'm going to bring out my trimmer. Just forgive the glare of my light. Okay, so this I know because I cut it already with a 4. Now in order to get it for the face of my card, we're going to cut it at 5 1/4 inches. And I'm specifically cutting it here because I want some of that yellow showing, or bumblebee is actually the color, I believe. Okay. And then so we have, on this side we have these gorgeous flowers. Now you could use it just like this. This is actually really pretty as it is. Just put a greeting on it, put it on some cardstock, you're done. The back is really pretty as well. So we're going to feature both sides. So how do we do this? So first, let's just make sure you can see, we're going to line corner to corner in the track. It's going to be a little tricky for me to do this once again without getting my head in the camera. Okay, and what's nice is when you close the guide, you can still see and make sure. Okay, run up your blade, open it up. Now be very careful, keep the cardstock together as you turn it to the other corner to corner. We'll just there we go. And once again, I can look in the track and make sure that I have both corners and cut. Then we have 4 pieces. Now let me just put them here. I'm just going to get my trimmer out of the way. We're done with the trimmer. Okay, and then we can play around with it a little bit. Do I like it better like this? Or do I like it better like this? That's actually kind of interesting. I like it like this. And as I said, you can make your own decision how you like it. Now, this yellow is bumblebee. So I've already prepped some bumblebee cardstock. Basically, if you're cutting it in half and you're scoring it in the middle. So you get a piece that's 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 scored in the middle. And that's how you get this fold. And we're just gonna fold it. But then to glue it on, I'm opening it up, the paper. And we're gonna do some dry fitting first, see how we like it. that's pretty cool. Okay, so now I'm gonna glue it on, and this is the part of the video, through the magic of TV, that I will fast forward through. Now we have that beautiful card front, but what do we need? We need a greeting. So what I ended up doing was actually taking a strip that was literally left over from cutting up some other cards, and we're taking this sentiment from the stamp set that says, "I'm thinking of you." And forgive me, my hands are sticky from the glue. We're gonna ink that up. Stamp it on our scrap. The nice thing about these tiny greetings in the stamp set is that you can stamp on these pieces of scrap that you save. Okay, that's beautiful. Now, in order to get the ends flagged, you can use a punch if you have it, or you can use a pair of scissors. I'll show you quickly. I want the flag a little bit closer. So we're gonna cut in the middle, and then I'm gonna cut there. And that happens not perfect. Do that one more time. Okay, same thing on the other side. Cut down the middle. Just make sure you get that to the edge there. Okay, and I'm just pop that up on some dimensionals, and the card is done. Easy peasy, right? And then also what I did, stamp it. Now see, it's different because we use the paper differently. So same card, two different looks. And on the inside, I didn't stamp a greeting, I just stamped a little bit of that flower from, once again, from that art gallery set, so I can write a nice long message to this person I'm thinking of. Okay, so the designer series paper is the highlight of this card. And that's the nice thing about designer series paper, is you don't have to do a lot of stamping. You don't have to do a lot of purchasing of ink, black ink. Just have some coordinating cardstock that goes with your designer series paper, and voila. And let me show you some other samples, some other great things you can do. If you caught my video early on where I made these using the note cards and envelopes, I used the designer series paper, and this was a punch, and this is a die. Once again, you can simply just cut a rectangle. I've got it bordered with coordinating cardstock, and I decorated the envelope, which is I can also do for these cards, so I have cards and envelopes that match. Another really fun technique is, this is actually a sheet of designer series paper. This has got some advanced card making. I've got some embossing. I've used some shimmer paint. But by using the paper as this is really pretty double-sided paper, as the cover of the card, once again, we got a lot of visual interest here. And then, you know, I love the happy birthday set. So once again, using not the happy birthday set, the ice cream, sweet ice cream set. I love their happy birthday sentiment in that set. It's actually one of my favorite happy birthdays. Simply using that designer series paper. This is interesting because I had purchased this paper off of the clearance rack, cut this dinosaur out of the paper, and I just had used a different happy birthday. I didn't even have the stamp set, and I made this really adorable card. Once again, use that ice cream corner paper. All I needed was my punch, and I used some linen thread. Gorgeous card. This card uses a similar technique to the one. It's the same cut, but I've bordered the paper with some red foil paper. And then two last really fun things. So, you know, my favorite punch is this guy here, Taylor Tag Punch. And I used it to cut out, this was Christmas paper from last Christmas. I cut out a bunch of these and I just arranged it on some gold foil, and it makes a beautiful card. Once again, the designer series paper is the star of the show, and minimal supplies with just this punch, I made a really cool looking card. And the last thing, first of all, this is an envelope I made out of designer series paper, and this is a card where the card base itself is designer series paper. So I didn't use cardstock, I used designer series paper. It's absolutely gorgeous. And that Happy Thought stamp set, which is very versatile and can use it a lot of different places. So designer series paper, many, many uses, lots of different styles. Check out the annual catalog before it's too late, because that only goes for another 2 months. My March host code is right here, so if you want to place an order, please use that. And don't forget, there's just a couple days left to subscribe to this month's paper pumpkin. Thank you for watching, and stamp on.